The crazy hop step cheese is finally back in NBA 2K25. What's good, everybody? We are back with another 2K25 video. And today I am bringing you my interior finisher build. This is a build that's been a lot of fun for years. If you want to run at the basket, dunk everything, really not have to think all that much, just hold your shoot button and run towards the hoop. This build's insanely good at that. And it's a ton of fun to get highlights on. Not only can you paint match on this build, but we end up getting a little bit of shooting, super high defense, and still a little bit of playmaking. Make sure you're watching this one all the way through. I'm going to explain exactly why I did what with each stat. I also changed up the editing style of this video, so let me know what you guys think of that down in the comments. Real quick before we get started, drop a like, drop a sub, turn the notifications on. 99% of you that are watching the video still aren't subbed. Not wasting any more time though, let's get right into this video. As you're going to see in all these clips of what to show you, I am paint mashing like crazy. I'm dunking absolutely everything on this build. We're grabbing rebounds, doing the blowout dribble, running right through Steph Curry. Anybody that's smaller than you on this build, you're going to finish right over them. That's what I love about it so much. Look at this. We're doing hop steps, pushing them right out of the way. This feels like 2K20 with these hop steps. Look at this. We're going right through them, around them, over them. It doesn't matter. We're going to do it again. Blow by him, dunk it. I honestly haven't seen hop steps this overpowered since 2K20, and I know it's only against AIs, but I've done a ton of these videos against AIs, and this really does show the true potential of the build once you get it to like 99 with your max badges. And if I'm doing this to people in the park, it's going to get real scary out there. Let me show you how to make this thing. Alright, so getting right into the physical attributes here, we are going to go power forward, 6'10". I don't know if you guys remember 2K20. That's what I've been trying to base a lot of these builds off of. But my interior finisher in 2K20 was also 6'10". Then we're going to go 233 pounds because I want to be able to get that strength pretty high still while still having a decent speed. And then I'm going to go 7'6" wingspan. That's going to help with our dunking while still giving us some decent shooting attributes. I really do think these are the best physical attributes for this type of build if you want to be strong and still be fast to get up and down the court. That's enough of this though. Let's see how crazy the finishing is on this build. Alright, so this right here is what I was mentioning, my new editing style. Let me know how this looks, if this looks better or worse than just zooming in on the stuff. I honestly think it looks a lot cleaner, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Enough about that though. Let's get into these stats. We're going to do an 80 close shot, 80 driving layup, 93 driving dunk, 81 standing dunk, and that 64 post control. You don't see the layup badges in this clip, but for close shot is going to help us get bronze paint prodigy, silver float game, and bronze hook specialist. And then that 80 driving layup is going to help us get silver physical finisher, which is what's going to help us like drive right through people to finish layups, kind of like how you saw in the clips. We were finishing layups right through Curry. We're also going to get Hall of Fame aerial wizards, so we're going to be dunking everything that's lobbed up to us. And this is also going to help with bronze layup mixmaster and silver float game. Basically, any layups you do on this build are going to go in. These ratings are super high. I'm making stuff on my other builds with like a 70 rating. This 80 is going to be crazy. And then we get into the 93 driving dunk. This is going to get us a ton of different contact dunk animations as well as gold posterizer. I think that really speaks for itself. I mean, we are an interior finisher. Not to mention, we also get an 81 standing dunk, which means we're going to get a bunch of different standing dunk animations on this build. Anything near the hoop, you are going to dunk it or lay it in. And then to finish out the finishing attributes, I did end up putting post control to a 64 just to help us get bronze post fade phenom, bronze post powerhouse if we did want to back people down there. And we're also going to get bronze unpluckable, which is going to help us not get ripped by the guards if we are driving. Overall, some really good finishing attributes, but that's just the start to this build. It gets a lot crazier. Let's get on to the shooting. Alright, after all those finishing attributes you saw, you might not be able to think we can shoot, but we definitely can. We get an 80 mid-range, 73 point, and a 55 free throw on this build. The 73 point might not seem like much, but this 80 mid-range is going to get us bronze Deadeye, bronze post fade phenom, silver set shot specialist, and bronze shifty shooter. With all these badges and the jump shot bases and animations you're going to be able to unlock, you're going to be knocking down threes. Don't worry about that 70 rating. The badges and the animations will help you. It's not going to feel like a 70 on this build. Obviously, you're not going to be doing anything crazy like shooting over people consistently or shooting from half court, but you will be able to knock down shots, which this build in 2K20 barely got any mid-range and no three-pointer, so it's a lot better. We are going to be knocking down a lot of jump shots. And speaking of badges, we do get that bronze shifty shooter like I had mentioned on this build, which is one of the best shooting badges this year. And don't forget, if you're grinding the battle pass or the season pass, whatever you want to call it, you do get those max plus ones, which I could use a max plus one on some of my shooting badges just to get those up. Because honestly, what you're seeing right now is the weakest part of the build, and if we can make that any better, we're going to be insane. And then getting into the playmaking here, we are going to end up going with a 65 pass accuracy, 70 ball handle, and 68 speed with ball. I don't really like being a cone on any of my builds, meaning like I can't dribble, so I had to get that up a little bit. We are going to get pro dribble animations with that 70 ball handle, and the 68 speed with ball is going to get us bronze lightning launch, so we are able to speed boost on this 6'10" build. Any build like this where you're going to be running to the hoop to dunk, you can't have no ball handle doing it, or they're going to just run and bump you and stop you every single time. And along with having the 70 ball handle, we are going to get silver strong handle, which is a very slept on badge this year. It's going to help us push people out of the way if they're trying to guard us. It's kind of like a Giannis type move. If you're running to the paint, you can just throw people off as you're going in. And as I had mentioned in the finishing attributes, we get bronze unpluckable. We're not trying to get ripped on this build. And then as far as the 65 pass accuracy, I've been using 70 or 71 on all my builds. This is going to get the job done. The passes are still fast. And we get bronze dimer and bronze break starter. I didn't really want to waste any more attribute points on that in this build, so that's what we're going to go with. And then getting right into the defense here, we are going to go with a 74 interior defense, 72 perimeter, 73 steal, and an 84 block. Again, this might look kind of low, but you got to remember we are a very big build, 6'10" max wingspan. And not to mention, the 74 interior is going to get us silver paint patroller, silver off-ball pest, post lockdown. If anybody comes in the paint, we are stopping them. We play hands-up defense. You're going to get a lot of contests and a lot of stops in the paint. And then the 72 perimeter is going to get us bronze challenger, so we're getting contests on the perimeter. Silver immovable enforcer, one of the best defensive badges. You're going to be bumping anybody that runs into you, especially since we have some weight and some strength on this build. And this is also going to contribute to that silver off-ball pest I was talking about. So you're not getting back cut on this build. Then getting down to that 73 steal, we are going to get silver interceptor. This 73 is a super good rating to have this year because it's cheap, and silver interceptor is very, very good. And then the 84 block is going to contribute to silver high flying denier, silver pogo stick, and silver paint patroller. If people bring that into the paint, we are sending it back. And not to mention, I keep bringing up the 2K20 version of this build. That build had a lot less defense, so this version is honestly much more well-rounded. And then talking about the rebounding real quick on this build, we do end up getting an 85 defensive rebound, which is another really good sweet spot on these builds because we are so tall, that long wingspan I keep talking about. And we end up getting gold box out beast, silver pogo stick, and silver rebound chaser. This is another area I might use that max +1 on my silver rebound chaser to get it to gold. We're going to be snagging rebounds on this build and dunking on people. It's going to be a ton of fun. 85 plays a lot better than it actually is this year. And silver rebound chaser used to be at 85 in previous years. So being able to get silver rebound chaser at 80 and gold box out beast at 85 is honestly a huge win for this build. Seeing that we also get rebound on this build just keeps showing how well-rounded it is with the insanely high finishing attributes we got. And then finally getting into the physicals here, we do get a 77 speed, 71 agility, 83 strength, and an 80 vertical. As you can see, that vertical contributes to a whole bunch of different badges that we're going to have on this build. I'm a huge advocate for vertical this year. It helps with rebounding, it helps with dunking, it helps with athleticism. It's honestly a very good attribute. Getting it on 80, we're going to be very athletic on the court. That 83 strength, I've talked about it a lot already, but I want to be able to push through people, dunk over people, throw people around in the paint. It's definitely going to get the job done. Well, still getting a 71 agility so we can slide our feet pretty good on defense, and a 77 speed so we can run out on fast breaks and throw down some crazy dunks. One more thing I forgot to mention earlier, we do have a high enough strength for gold strong handle on this build, but our ball handle is 3 short, so I am going to use 3 of my cat breakers on this build to get our ball handle to a 73, and then that'll give us gold strong handle, so we'll be driving through people even easier. I keep talking about it over and over again. This build's going to be a beast. Let's check out the name we get on this build. And then as you can see, we end up being an inside the arc threat. I haven't seen this one yet this year. It's honestly pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. I wish we could have got the interior finisher name, but I'm not even sure if it's in the game this year. I haven't seen anybody post it. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have found that one yet. And while you're down there, drop a like, drop a sub on your way out. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end, and I will catch you in the next one.